Okay, good morning, or afternoon, whenever you're watching this. This is your last lesson for unknown angles, and this one is going to be a little challenging. So make sure you're taking good notes and listening. What you're going to do when you're finished with this is on Delta Math, you're going to do the algebraic um, angles practice. So that's the third angles practice on your contract. After that, you can just go ahead and go in and do the naming practice if you didn't do that before break. A lot of you, I think, already did that. I'm going to have to go back and double check. Okay, opening exercise. 4 times the measurement of an angle is the complement of the angle. Find the measurement of the angle and its complement. Okay, so we haven't done much without diagrams, but you should know that these angles are complementary, which means they are 90 degrees. So since this is a warm-up, I actually want you to go in and try this and then check your answer. Okay, so let's look at this really quick. So what's really important, I wrote over here how I understand it. So B is 4 times of A. Angle B is 90 degrees. So if you look right here, I have an angle, and 4 times an angle equals 90. That's my main equation. Okay, I just solve that. A is 18. Multiply A by 4 to get B. This is just a double check to make sure it equals 90. Okay, go ahead and correct your notes if you need to, and we're going to continue on. All right. We need to find the measurement of FAE and CAD. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go find those angles. So FAE is 2x, CAD is 6x. Okay, we've got a lot of relevant angles in here. I know this is 90, so I'm going to label that. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 angles for this straight angle right here. But I'm missing the measurement of the little tiny angle here. This one right there. But I also see that it's vertical to this one. What's great about this is that 170 plus this angle right there is 180. Okay, so I'm going to find this angle first. So 180 minus 170 is 10. So I know this is 10. That means this is 10. I'm going to set up an equation now. Okay, because I have 4 angles that are going to equal 180. So I have the little angle 10. I have 2x. I have 90. And I have 6x. And those are all going to equal 180. Okay. So if you remember from our small group instruction, I'm going to box in and circle my common terms with the sign. So I have a positive 10 and a positive 90. I have a positive 2x and a positive 6x. Now, at this point, you can rewrite it. You can rearrange it in order, or you can just combine common terms. So I'm going to look at my variable terms. So I have 2x and 6x, which makes 8x. And then my whole number terms, I have 90 and 10, which makes 100. Now I have an equation I can work with. Okay? Subtract 100 from both sides to get rid of that. So I have 8 x's equals, oops, that should be 100. equals equals 80. Jeez, Pete's. So divide by 8 on both sides to find what x is. X is 10. Now I can find my two angles. So angle FAE is equal to 2x. So 2 times 10 equals 20. So there's one. And angle CAD is equal to 6x. 6 times 10 is 60. You can label those on your diagram if you would like. If I had 10, 20, 90, and 60, that is going to get me to 180. All right, so this might have been giving you a headache in the last lesson, but hopefully us doing warm-ups with two-step equations, this is going to help a little bit. So my relevant relationship is that these are vertical, which means they are equal. Okay, so I'm going to set up my equation setting 3x equal to x plus 64. Okay, so here's the problem. I have x on both sides, but I can treat x just like I do whole numbers. Okay, so we need all the x's on one side. Since this is a positive x, we subtract it. So 3x's minus 1x is 2x. That's equal to 64 because x minus x is 0. So just go ahead and divide by 2 on both sides. So I've got x on the left. 2 into 64 is 32. So now I have the value of x, but I also need to find the measurement of one of the vertical angles. I'm just going to use 3x. So 3 times 32 equals 96 degrees. And if I add 32 to 64, I'm going to get 96 also. Always double check that way. Okay. I want you to try this one on your own. The relevant relationship is that they are vertical. So you're going to find x first, value of x, and then you're going to find the measurement of one of the vertical angles. So they're vertical, so equal. Okay, so you should have found that x is 33. Setting up this equation, make sure you're checking the work. And now find the measure of one of the angles. All right, I decided to use the addition this time. 33 plus 132 is 165. And if we multiply 5x by 33, we will get the same answer. Okay, example 2. 3 lines meet at a point. List the relevant angle relationships in the diagram. Set up and solve an equation to find the value of b. Okay, so I already see an angle relationship here. I see the b is across from this angle. So I'm just going to place it there. They're vertical, so they're equal. Then I can see 37b and 43. I have a line here. So this whole thing is equal to 180. I know this is an example, but I really think you can do this one on your own. So I want you to try it and then come back and check your answer. All right, go ahead and check your answer. So we just set it equal to 180, combined the whole numbers, subtracted it from both sides, and got 100. All right, pause if you need to copy it. Let's move on. Exercise 2. We have to list the relevant angle relationships, so we're gonna go in and do that together. But this is another one that I want you to do on your own. Okay? Here's the thing with this one, is that we only have 2 lines meeting. I want you to notice that that other line, it's not a line. This is actually 2 rays. So I'm going to highlight the rays in yellow. So that's a ray. So it does not go straight across. So B is not going to be 90. All right. So these two right here and here are vertical. So they're going to be equal. I'm going to name that angle A. So we're going to find angle A first. What I notice about angle A is if I take angle A and I add 90 and 80 to it, this right here is a straight angle that equals 180 degrees. So I'm going to find A first. A plus 80 plus 90 equals 180. Okay, go ahead and find that and then come back. Alright, you should have gotten A equals 10 degrees. So we're just going to kind of label that on there. There's 10 up there. Because now if these 3 angles together are 180, I can see those 3 together are 180. Okay, so this small angle A, 95, and B. Go ahead and set up an equation for that. See if you can solve for B. Okay, so you're going to find B equals 75 degrees. So that makes sense. 75 plus 95 plus 10 is 180. Okay. Yeah, you get to skip this. Because there was an error in... You get to skip this, too. There was an error in the question writing. So we're going to skip those 2. Alright. These last 2 really, really kick it up. Okay? So there's going to be a lot of, like, I don't even know if we're going to do exercise 4 together. There's going to be a lot of, like, labeling and relabeling. So I'm going to be using, like, different colors. So I just want you to really focus on how I'm labeling the diagram. And for example 4, because I'm going to be using, like, different letters and stuff too. Okay. So first thing we always should do is list the relevant angle relationships. Okay. So it's telling me 3 lines meet. So I have 3 lines. So I'm going to highlight those in red. So here's one that goes straight down. Here's one that comes straight across. Here's one that cuts through here. But then I have this random ray, which I'm going to highlight in yellow. Okay, so that's my ray. Knowing that we have 3 lines meeting also indicates as we have 3 sets of vertical angles. Okay, so I know that this right angle right here, also we have a right angle right there. Okay, and then this guy is vertical to this guy right across. I'm going to use 3 lines for this one. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to name all these dudes, okay? Because that's a lot. So I'm going to name this one X. So this is X, angle X, and this is angle X. I'm going to name the smaller one Y. That's angle Y, and that's angle Y. I'm not even going to worry about this Z yet, which is X plus 90 degrees. I'm not going to worry about that yet because I have this missing. I have to find this missing angle right here first. Okay. So what I do see, which is great, is that I have 29 degrees here plus this question mark. That is a 90 degrees angle. I already marked that as 90 degrees. And I'm going to go ahead and name that question mark dude W. So this question mark is angle W. Okay, so 29 plus W equals 90. So subtract 29 from both sides. W equals 61, which is amazing. So I'm going to cross out the W, and I'm going to write 61 degrees. So this is basically, we're just going through and trying to find angle measures, okay? So what is my next one? So you can't really see it anymore. I'm going to get a different color in here. I'm going to choose pink. But there was a little right angle right here, okay? And that was a combination of Y and W. But now that we know W, we're going to go ahead and we're going to say Y plus 61, which was W, equals 90. Subtract 61 from both sides. We get Y equals 29. Which means I can label that on my diagram now. So Y is 29. Y is 29. Ooh, this is getting exciting. Okay, so I can also see that if these two are right angles, 29 and X are right angles. Okay, so now I have X plus 29 equals 90. Let's subtract 29 from both sides. X equals 61. Oh, we see some relationships here with these angles that weren't obvious before. Oh boy, now I can solve for Z, which is this giant angle here, because I have 61 here, and I have Z, and I have 90. So Z is going to be equal to 61 plus 90, which gives me 151 degrees. I told you it was a lot of work. So labeling and really looking at your diagram is important when you're looking for missing angles. Exercise 4. We'll think about this one. Okay, I thought about it. The video is already 20 minutes long, so I am going to challenge you to do this and bring it to me, and I'll tell you whether you're right or not, okay? All right, so remember to go in and do that delta math when you're done.